Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Evil Safety Dudes, where we are in a world where safety is illegal. Two guys fight for justice. They're trying to keep people from dying, which is...
Excuse me, AJ, again, I just think you're taking it a little too far. I thought we kind of agreed on the show premise.
I mean, we kind of do. We have...
I mean, that's like, it's like cool to think about a dystopian illegal safety future. That could be a whole separate one. I actually kind of like that idea. Maybe we should switch to that.
We just start making a post-apocalyptic...
Come up with, like, really cool stories. How
there you go.
We're like these underground safety guys,
That's
like
right.
battling the evil people who want to hurt people and stuff.
The cutting edge of safety, man.
Yeah, we can come up with all these different storylines and characters. Yeah.
I'm down.
Do a separate one for that?
For sure.
Okay. Well, what's this one on?
Well, this one is a little different. We're going to be doing this one today on some coronavirus pet peeves.
Oh, cool. And then our whole show is on how not to die at work, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, just Evil Safety Dudes was definitely right. You got that one right.
I'm still not down for dying at work.
Yeah, no, dying at work is still bad.
Still bad.
You know, I always tell all the guys who trade, we're not here to save the world. We're here to pay the rent. So, it's not worth our lives, but still people every day are risking their lives when they don't even have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're fighting against that. We're fighting against needless deaths at work.
Is that your movie phone voice?
This is my movie phone trailer voice. Okay. So cool, man. Well, let me introduce to you guys my co-host, Mr. AJ Hanscom. He is an OSHA authorized outreach instructor. So he's teaching a lot of bloodborne pathogens, a lot of personal protective equipment stuff almost daily.
I mean, yeah, it's constant. And this is my partner in crime, Aaron Iacino. He is our occupational safety and health nurse. So he's got quite a big set of shoes to fill, dude. Like, how do you actually put nursing into occupational safety and health?
Well, occupational nursing's been around for a while, but what I did was took it to the OSHA nursing level. I kind of made a new trade.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. OC nurses in the past would just see an injured employee and make him an appointment with a doctor. They wouldn't do any on-site things. They had no idea about OSHA recordables and EMR rates, so I wanted to create a whole new trade of nursing. But, hey, just for fun, let's do my Italian version of my last name. Can you say that?
The Iacino?
No, it's not Iacino.
What is it?
Iacino.
Iacino.
Yeah, and you got to actually move.
With the spicy meatball.
Yeah, you got to move your hands.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, it's a whole body action.
Yeah.
It's Italian.
Iacino.
Like both hands are in it now.
I think that would just be more fun.
I mean, I can.
Okay. Let's see here. So, yeah, as AJ said earlier, today's episode is on pandemic pet peeves from safety pros. So, I think every good podcast has got to have at least one where they just complain the whole time. Don't you agree?
I feel like I just complain all the time.
Yeah, well, we're just purposely complaining this time, I guess.
So we're intentionally complaining?
Yeah, this is our chance to vet. But no, seriously, I mean, see, there's like real stuff, that with science and personal protective equipment and OSHA regulations that we know and we teach and we have to do for a living. And there's so much need for that right now, but there's so many people not following any of that. And there's so much misinformation and unnecessary fear. And there's a lot of things I see out there that, I just have to re-educate people on. And, so that's where we got this show from, Pandemic Pet Peeves.
You have any personal pet peeves going on right now?
I got a ton, but before we get into the main body, what's new with you on your personal life? You hit any PBs or PRs? What do they call those?
PBs. I've not been been making a lot of sandwiches lately. There you go.
Personal best?
Personal best.
Okay.
PRs, personal records, PBs, personal best. But no, I mean, just honestly right now with the holidays, everything's, up and down. People are in and out of the gym. It's hard to stay just like working out, keeping a really healthy routine. Work's been really busy, so it's been really hard to make sure that I'm, in the gym and still taking care of myself and then visiting family and holiday. It gets rough, man.
So nothing good to report?
No,
it's hard to work out.
It's just hard to work out. Well, I mean,
maintain no gain.
Yeah, that's right. I did get to park the Camaro for the winter, so that made me super duper happy.
Today's leg day for you, right?
Today's leg day.
Okay, cool.
It is.
Well, let's see here. I'm getting ready to hit the road to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to go test for my black belt in Krav Maga.
Oh, heck yeah. That's going to be intense.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour test. It starts off with like a 3-mile run and all these sit-ups and push-ups and then a ton of sparring, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, then all the defensive tactics. And It's like an 8-hour deal. So
Black belt and Krav. What are you going to do with that?
I'm gonna teach everybody how not to die at work
Excellent.
by bad guys.
By bad guys.
Yeah.
No bad guy deaths at work.
Well, no death's okay. But if a guy comes in with a gun and you defend yourself and he ends up not leaving there walking, that's a little different.
That's a better outcome,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Than a whole bunch of innocent
That's right.
workers. We're worker health, not active killer health.
Just
So-
start calling it occupational Krav and safety.
Yeah, totally new trade.
I like it.
I'm inventing a new one.
I'm on board.
Occupational Krav Maga. Okay, so what do you got for OSHA case studies? Like, what's OSHA been doing with COVID? I know they've gotten a lot of flack for maybe not being more attentive to the needs of big plants when there's been big outbreaks, and they've been trying to really redefine themselves with COVID. What do you know?
So it's been interesting. The update has been a little bit more dramatic than I think people thought it was going to be. We even got called in on a few times where OSHA was trying to push itself into it, and because of like how cool this was, we can't really talk about the location or who they were, but these were larger government entities where OSHA was actually trying to push in on their big brothers and try to do some citations, which was crazy. But they've been out, they've been doing citations, and they just put out a news release here right at the beginning of December. And they went over 255 inspections where they did violations and citations of $3.4 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been pretty nuts.
3.4
Million dollars.
So
They have been hardcore after putting dollar amounts with coronavirus violations.
where's that money go?
So all of the money cited that way goes to the giant general fund for
Okay.
the feds. And unless it was a statewide violation, then
Right.
it goes back to your state's general fund.
Okay, so if it happened in Iowa,
Goes to Iowa.
Iowa general fund.
Yeah,
Okay, if it was South Dakota or Nebraska, that's just
feds, man.
more money the government piggy bank.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
The-
cool,
The giant gaping black hole that is the general fund.
cool. Maybe they're trying to fund the second stimulus. I don't know what's going on. Where that
Maybe.
money comes from. Okay, cool. So big fines. OSHA is hitting hard on. I hear a lot of people just calling it the 19 now. You hear anybody doing that?
The 19th? No.
Yeah. No, I was talking to a guy yesterday. He's like,
19.
yeah, because of the 19, we can't do this or we can't do that or we got to wait till the 19 ends. I'm just like, that's kind of cool. I wonder if I'll do that from now on. Just start calling it the 19.
I'm not on board.
You're not on
Not
board?
calling it the 19.
Okay, so let's talk about just something else that I don't know seems to have been real intense in the beginning of the pandemic, and now people are totally kind of lax with. What I see anyway
What's that?
is screener safety.
Oh, for the screeners, the people who are like zapping your temperature and watching the cameras
Yep.
to see people's temperatures and
Yeah, making you
handing out
stand on
face
the
masks.
little X and sir, would you like a fresh face mask?
Right.
I'm like, well, yes, I would.
yes, please.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, so they're dealing with hundreds of people. I mean, I'm talking some of these places we go to have 300 people in the plant. That doesn't include, there's
Well,
still,
so that would be hundreds a day.
hundreds a day, hundreds per shift.
Yeah, thousands a week.
Yeah, it could be close to 1,000 a day if you got about 300 on a shift. You run 3 shifts, and then people have to still let outsiders in. A lot of them said no visitors for a long time, but a lot of that it's gotten lax. So maybe they're not letting like a sales guy in, but they're still letting the pop guy in.
Yep.
The pest guy in.
Vendors, man, still
the
got to
fire
get in.
extinguisher dude, the evil safety dudes. They ask us. To
We get
come in
everywhere.
all the time. Yeah, and so these screeners. In the beginning, they were tricked out, man. I'm talking about elastomeric, half-face, air purifying respirator with P100 filters on them, and they were like in surgical gowns and some kind of headgear.
Oh
and
yeah,
then some,
every
like,
now and then I run into
face
somebody in a
shield.
Tyvek suit.
Yeah, I mean they were like all hardcore hazmat out, like I don't know, not quite, maybe level 3 or something. But
yeah, it was like full gear.
yeah, and then they put up some shields afterwards, and so then they're like, oh, we don't have to wear as much PPE and stuff, but there's still these big holes. Or nobody, if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, but what I noticed is nobody goes and approaches anybody behind a shield from behind a shield. They always step to where the gap is because we're just used to not having barriers. It's
Right.
like psychological habit or something.
Well, yeah, you don't want to stand there and talk to somebody through a big piece of plastic, so we automatically step around it so that we have that clear field of view and then no protection.
Yeah. So, just a little safety reminder out there to keep protecting our screeners. Give them the adequate PPE they need if they're dealing with potentially infected people, So,
Yeah.
an N95, I know those are in short supply, but let's throw them on them, guys. And but make sure we're training them on all the PPE, how to put it on, how to take it off. If they're short supply and they're reusing it, how to take it off without cross-contaminating and just all that stuff. We just want to shore up on that training. And a lot of what I noticed is these are temporary workers, real low-skilled workers, but they're actually doing a kind of hazardous job.
Yeah, they are. They're exposed to this constantly, day in and day out. They should have a good level of training so that, I mean, if you think about just the raw number of people they're in contact with little to no training, they're not going to be aware of how much they're either exposing themselves or then exposing hundreds or thousands of other people to.
Yeah, for sure. So we should screen the screeners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, screen the screeners.
Screen screeners.
Protect the screeners and screen the screeners.
I'm a screen screener. I screen screeners to make sure they screen properly.
You're a screener.
Well, no, I'd be like third removed or twice removed or whatever. I'm the screener above the screener.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's right.
Can that go on LinkedIn?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's put that on LinkedIn.
I'm a screen screener.
Yep. All right, next. What do you got for new safety gear? Anything cool COVID related?
I mean, there's always COVID-related gear. That's a huge one everywhere. And in fact, just off my head, one of the ones I've been seeing a lot lately is people wearing they're not comfortable wearing any face mask, anything at all, covering their face, touching their face, spreading acne and other problems they've been having. So a lot of people I've seen switching over to the small face shields.
Okay.
And what do you think kind of protection that offers?
I think they're dumb.
Why are they dumb?
I mean,
Why
I'm
is
trying to be professional, but it's a pet peeve of a safety pro. Putting on, face shields were invented to protect a worker from flying debris and chemical splashes of liquid,
Okay.
not from airborne droplets.
So if I was wearing a face shield, and then let's say there was some sort of a fog or a fume or a mist that I was worried about, how much protection I'm going to have for that face shield?
Little to none. I mean, you talk about not a tight seal. A face shield's inches away from your face, so the smaller airborne droplets produced by someone coughing or sneezing are easily all up inside that through air currents moving them, through you inhaling and creating pressure drawing in, so it's in eyes, nose, mouth, it's all over the place. And as far as you protecting people, if you had it, them short ones, man, I would love to see some of those tests where they put those on the special slow-mo camera with the lighting and just have a person just really, achoo, and just see like maybe the top half of that just
You just gave me a thought like I hadn't even considered before. Is normally, and like I was kind of thinking, well, maybe the face shield do some like deflection so it doesn't go straight out. Like you were saying, watch the slow mo, watch the big, sneeze. But dude, you couldn't even cover a cough or a sneeze. Like if I was wearing a face shield and I had to cough real bad, or if maybe I walk outside and the sunlight hits me and I got to sneeze and I'm in a group of people, or maybe I'm coming
sunlight
outside.
makes you sneeze.
Sunlight always makes me
That's
sneeze.
weird, dude.
That's a normal thing. People sneeze from sunlight.
I don't know. I need
all
to
the
fact
time.
check sunlight.
Get on
making people
Google,
sneeze.
look up stuff. Yeah, it all. Anyways, so if I have a normal,
Does the moon make you sneeze?
oh my gosh, no,
Just the sun.
just the sun. Sunlight
Okay,
makes me sneeze.
That's weird.
That's not weird. Anyways, so if I was wearing a face shield though, and I had to sneeze, I couldn't cover my mouth like at all.
Well,
if
no,
I went to go
supposed
bury,
to cover your mouth.
well, yeah,
That's
but
the purpose
there's
of it.
no cover there. If you
But
sneeze
it's
and
not
you
a
think
good
that,
one. It's not adequate.
right?
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't want my whole sneeze, like if I had to wear this thing for an 8-hour shift, and that's my protection.
Yeah, it's
and-
super gross.
Yeah, by the end of
Yeah.
my shift, that thing's gonna be.
If you cough or sneeze in your mask, at least you're not seeing it. If you cough and sneeze on that face shield, you're just looking at
staring at it all day.
goober. And then you're taking it off to wash it a lot. And, it's a fad. There's all these reports out. Oh, the eye spread is so prevalent. Oh, and then everyone got freaked out. That's when the face shield revolution began. And
The face shield revolution.
which is dumb, because if you are truly, truly, truly concerned about getting an airborne droplet in your eyeball, you should be wearing a goggle anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
The actual. So what you're telling me is applying the science to the hazard.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's the same thing with your respirator. If you really want to protect yourself from breathing in an airborne droplet, you need to have a sealed respirator.
Let's talk about respirators for a second, because these things
Okay.
have also been. If we're going pet peeves and we're talking PPE, I want to talk about these respirators. Now, when I do stuff like training people on respirators to wear and doing their fit tests and picking something that's appropriate to the hazard. I'm looking for something with a tight seal, something that really will actually block out stuff from passing around the respirator. So I want that nice, N95 with that rubberized or styrofoam border on the inside, so it makes a good suction cup seal to the face of the user. It's got really nice metal clips near the nose to conform tightly to the face, and really big double bands that go around the back of the head, so they have a lot of good protection. This thing is really mounted and held onto their face. There's no chance of it passing by. And mostly what we're seeing is, the loose-fitting KN95 with ear loops. I mean, dude, like, what is going on?
What's your ideal one?
Oh, is that...
I know you described it a lot, but there's probably some more features that you're really looking for. You a valve or no valve guy? When it comes
I'm definitely a no valve guy.
Why don't
obviously.
you break that down for us?
Well, the valve is a big deal. That respirator valve it's nice, and it was designed for workers who had to wear a mask for a long period of time, and they need to be able to breathe all day. And in that situation, it was designed to protect the worker from inhaling stuff, and we weren't worried about what the worker breathed out. Not at all.
So it's an exhalation valve.
It's an exhalation valve. When they breathe out, that little flap in the front, it completely opens up, and unfiltered exhalation gases come out of the employee. Now, if we're worried about spreading COVID, and that employee could have COVID, and they're breathing out or coughing inside that mask, if they have an exhalation valve in it, everything that comes out of that person is unfiltered.
It's just shooting out there for everybody to
Just
breathe.
blasting right out of their face.
So they're good to protect the worker, but not to protect people from the worker.
Correct.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay,
So
cool.
I would want, if I could design my perfect, let's say it was for a screener, if they needed a respirator, it would be that N95, valveless, nice seal around the face, maybe rubberized, or even that styrofoam with 2 straps to go over the back of the head.
Yep, NIOSH approved.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, that's actually one of my pet peeves is I've seen people condemn people for not wearing anything when they're wearing something with a valve.
Right.
They're like, you're not protecting anybody. And I'm like, you're not either. But they think they are.
I don't understand it. And I think that's been a huge problem since the beginning with this whole COVID thing. And let's not go into too much of the politics of it, but actually focusing in on our pet peeves of the misunderstandings, the stuff that is being told is right, that has absolutely no basis. And I think a good place to start is that exhalation valve.
Yeah.
People are like, wear a mask. And so they're like, I got a mask on. But they weren't told not to wear one without an exhalation valve.
Yeah, they don't know the purpose of it. They weren't trained on it.
Absolutely no knowledge.
If the employers were providing adequate training on the PPE, they would go over the mask and what all the features are, and more people would know what that little square thing is on it.
Right on the front of it.
All right, well, that brings me to number 2 pet peeve, is thinking that homemade face masks or surgical masks offer adequate protection against breathing in airborne droplets. That's a pet peeve of mine.
I got told on the news.
Ooh, so it's true then.
It's true that if I wear a cloth face covering, I'm protected.
Well, you are protecting. So I have some new things I want to share with you today.
Ooh.
Okay? We've been doing so much of this training. It's been going around in my mind, and I have new terminology I want to start.
All right.
If you're into it, you could help me start it.
Okay.
I no longer want to call surgical masks or homemade masks those terms. I want to start calling them face diapers.
Face diapers? My goodness. Okay. All right.
Put on your face diaper.
Put on your face diaper.
Put on your face diaper.
Now, for me, I'm automatically disgusted by this.
Well, yes, but what does a diaper do? What was it designed? Was it designed from keeping our germs off the baby?
No.
It was designed to keep the baby's bodily fluids from everywhere else.
Correct.
And that's what a face covering's for.
Okay.
It keeps my germs to myself. If I cough or I sneeze, it's automatically covered. I'm not shooting airborne droplets out 6 feet for someone else to breathe in. It's a face diaper.
Okay.
It's not personal protection.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's gross. I get it, but it's shocking and it makes people think. But a diaper is not personal protective equipment. It's to protect everybody from those bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Because the own baby's urine and feces aren't going to hurt it. It came from it.
Right.
Okay?
I mean, okay.
Diapers aren't PPE.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay, and also, I want a new term.
Another one.
It's going to confuse the mess out of people.
Okay.
Okay, PPE stands for what?
Personal protective equipment.
Okay, but I want to start referring to masks as, an alternate PPE, public protection.
Public
equip-
protective equipment.
Because it
Okay.
doesn't protect you
Right.
barely.
It's designed to protect
The
people
public
from me.
from you.
Okay.
So put on your public protection equipment.
I mean, still PPE.
Yeah. So
Epipe.
maybe we'll have to come up with a different thing for public citizen protective equipment. Put on your
CPE?
CPE. Or just put on your face diaper and keep your germs to yourself. That's the campaign I want to run.
Get the face diaper.
Put your face diaper on and keep your germs to yourself.
I don't know if I want to be teaching at many more of my employees any more ways to make fun of each other, so I'm not sure if I
That's
want
all
them to
good. At
learn
least we'll
face
be
diaper.
talking about it. Put on
I
your
mean,
face
that's true.
diaper. Keep your germs to yourself. But see, the pet peeve is that people think, oh, I'm totally safe. I got a surgical mask on. And I
Yeah.
hear them telling each other, go put on your face covering so you don't get COVID.
Right, and it's not. Okay, I mean, I totally got you there.
It's go put on your face diaper so you don't give COVID.
Right, and that's all it really does.
And it works. And that goes into the other pet peeve is people saying masks don't work. Masks don't work. It's only a half truth.
Right.
These surgical masks and these homemade masks don't work to protect you. And why don't you take that one? Tell them why these don't protect them adequately.
Well, because there's zero seal, and that's what I was really enjoying about my first face mask. Is I like something with a good seal and a good hard suction mount to the face. That's what I want. But these little face coverings that people are wearing, surgical masks, there's gaps all over it in the top, the noses, the cheek, the chin, and the filter itself. If you could literally get a seal out of that, the filter itself isn't actually filtration enough to eliminate airborne droplets. So it doesn't protect me.
I don't know. I think the filter's fine. Because it was designed from preventing airborne droplets from shooting out. Most of them are 3 layers. But I completely agree about the seal. No seal, no protection. They're going to breathe it right around there. But it does a great job of keeping those germs in, but not the germs out.
Right, and I feel like, even if a little bit were to escape, you're actually probably cutting down on your ability to infect somebody else.
Yeah, so, do they catch 100% airborne droplets? Probably not. But, it's just the idea that people think they protect them. And then it bothers me when they say they don't work. They do work at preventing community spread. If everybody wore them, we're not coughing and sneezing out airborne droplets for other people to breathe in. But they don't work at protecting the wearer because they don't form a tight seal.
Right.
So when they just make a blanket statement, say masks don't work, it's only a half truth.
Right.
And I don't like half truths.
Me neither. I don't like that misinformation.
Yeah.
It just seems like public scare for no reason.
You hearing people claim science when it's not science?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, that annoys me too.
It's super annoying.
When anybody is telling me that they know for sure certain things about COVID that you really can't know until after the pandemic's over, all the studies have been in, everything's really been crunched. Like if you told me I'm an Ebola expert and I've been studying Ebola for 10 years, I'd be like, okay.
Cool.
Ebola's been around. We've had several outbreaks. If you're saying you know everything about that virus and how it works and how to protect people, I could get on board with that. But when someone's saying, I'm a COVID expert, we know everything there is to know about it, it's a novel virus, which means a new virus. Nobody knows everything yet.
Right. It's got a lot left to get studied and figured out, and it's hard to say you're an expert in it. Because even the experts are changing what they're saying.
Right.
First, they go from we need all this contact to zero contact to some contact. I mean, it's the experts themselves are still trying to figure it out as they go.
Right. On to another pet peeve. People thinking that cleaning and disinfecting are the same things.
Ooh, okay. This has always been a good one. Now let's look at a really good example. And if you could, walk me through the steps, because I think you explained this one very well. Hand sanitizer. Are you telling me that my hands are not clean when I use hand sanitizer?
Okay, so if you used it right, if you put on enough and you rubbed it in good enough, ethyl alcohol, 62% or greater, should kill pretty much everything. So I would say they were disinfected.
Okay.
But clean is different.
So why aren't my hands clean?
Well, you got a bunch of dead germs on you now and still any of the dirt you had on there.
So I didn't get clean, but I got sanitized.
Yeah, disinfected.
Uh-huh.
But, take that to a surface.
Okay.
you got somebody with a rag going and cleaning like a toilet, and then they take that rag and clean like a table. And let's say the table was
I
visibly.
would really hope that's not the order that they chose to do that in with the
Well,
same.
people aren't really always aware.
I suppose.
Well, let's just say they didn't clean the toilet first.
Okay.
Let's say they just got a rag and they got water and whatever disinfectant or cleaner they have on it. And the table, it's a lunch table in a break room. And it's got ketchup and mustard and Tapatio and, cheese.
So this is your break room
yeah,
table.
Yeah, no, dude, Tapatio, we're in Sioux City, Iowa. Tapatio is everywhere.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's visually, got debris on it. And
Got it.
They visually clean it to where the debris is not on it. And then they're calling it, oh, we disinfected this.
So this is the opposite side of the spectrum from where hand sanitizer is. Now it's like debris cleared,
Yes.
but it's not sanitized.
Yeah, it's not really disinfected. To truly disinfect something, you need to know what infectious contaminants are there. Make sure you have an actual chemical designed to kill those. But then what most people don't do is they don't follow the instructions on that disinfectant.
Mm-hmm.
Some say it has to sit for 10 minutes in order to work.
Right, yeah, because without that proper contact time, then it is not actually going to kill whatever it's designed to kill.
Yeah. So I say it's clean and disinfected, but it's just clean.
It's just clean.
There could be active viruses, bacteria, fungus, viruses, all that stuff, funguses, mold, active and alive on it, but you just can't see it because that stuff's all microscopic.
I agree with that.
So that's kind
totally
of a pet peeve of mine. There is a difference between cleaning and disinfecting, and right now more than ever, we need to do a lot of disinfecting. So I hear people say, "Oh, don't worry, they're very good at cleaning." And I'm like, that's great.
That's good.
Do they know how to disinfect?
Or were they given the proper training on how to make sure it stays disinfected?
And the answer from the employer is, they're really good at cleaning. Oh, man, it could be dirty, and when they're done, it looks good.
Looks great.
That's cool.
Smells
but what if I,
good.
took a sample and put it on a Petri dish? What would I grow? What are you talking about? I'm talking about disinfection.
Yeah.
And there's just that kind of...
There's kind of a disconnect there.
Yeah, there's a disconnect. They don't know the difference.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got for pet peeves?
Oh, man, we got a mountain of them. In fact, I'm thinking let's make another one after this one for pet peeves. I want to keep going. I got a lot to say about these. I'm all riled up today.
All right, what else? I'll tell you one that kind of irritates me is, they say, hey, health and safety dude.
Oh, yes.
We're good. We got all this COVID stuff covered.
Oh, you're taken care of.
And I'm like, oh, that's great. I know you don't have a health and safety expert on your staff
right?
You used me. So, that's cool. Who'd you bring in to help you? Someone real knowledgeable with training and expertise on occupational safety and health to assist you. Oh, no, the board's doing it.
Oh, good. I'm glad the board's on it.
The CEO, the COO, the CFO, Old McDonald had a farm, EIEIO. They all got together and they came up with our COVID protocol. So we're square.
Good. I'm glad.
But that's just,
So these are people who are trained in employee PPE. They're trained in health and safety policies. They're probably, at least some sort of medically trained. They have the good equipment and training on how to equip their employees.
Negatory.
They don't have any of those things.
No,
they're good.
They're sick at accounting, man. They're really good on, profit and loss and return on investment and
employee management, running a company.
They're experts on all.
They're probably amazing at everything involved
they're really
with the
good
company.
At what they do. They have successful companies, and they should be involved in developing all the employee safety standards.
But what's something they probably haven't had a lot of exposure doing?
Everything employee health and safety related.
Yeah, usually.
And so I'm saying, well, if you wouldn't mind, I would be happy to
delighted
at least do a consult and review your protocols. You know? And what I find is they're doing not science-backed stuff, or they're just handing out N95s like candy with no respirator program, no medical eval, no fit test, no training. And when you were talking about at the top of the show, all of those different citations.
Oh yeah.
how many of those were from those things?
I think the top one was no program.
You know, so they're doing things that they think is right from watching the news, but without the background to do it, they're opening up a bigger can.
Oh, I agree.
If you throw somebody N95 that has heart or lung issues and they don't have the lung power to push that air in and out through that filter,
An 8-hour day is going to be a long day
they
for
could
that person.
actually get hypoxemia, low oxygen in the blood. They could pass out.
That would not be good.
All right, well, I think we complained enough. So just to recap, everybody, you're listening to the IBC's Evil Safety Dudes podcast, where we're all about how not to die at work. And today we're talking about pandemic pet peeves from safety pros.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Any final words, Mr. AJ?
I just miss everybody so much.
All right, see ya. Listen to you next time. I guess you'll listen to us next time. All right, bye.